Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. If you missed last week's episode, please go back and check out episode 3, When Life Throws a Curveball. This is episode 4, and in this week's video, we're going to be talking about my second progress update. So I just did a check-in with my coach, and I'm going to tell you all about where I'm at and the progress that I've made. So before we do that though, can I get a timeout and talk about this nail polish real quick? It's not coming out there. That might be a little bit better. I am obsessed. This is my new favorite nail polish. I just got it not too long ago. It's OPI brand, and the color is called Angel's Flight to Starry Nights. I'm obsessed. I absolutely love it. So anyways, I just had to get that out of my system before we moved on. So, okay, episode 4, my second progress update. So, just to catch you up on what's been going on the last 2 weeks. So, I do a check-in with my coach bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. So, the last time I did my check-in was on April 28th, and my most recent check-in was on May 17th. So the time frame between April 28 and May 17, a boatload of things happened. First of all, I have been dealing with a lot of stress. So hopefully that's not showing up too terribly much in my body, but it is something that I'm dealing with. So the stress of the death of my mother, the same day that happened, my dad went into the hospital. My dad is still in the hospital as of the recording of this. We're working on getting him home health services so that he can go home. I'm the primary contact for all of his medical stuff, so it's really challenging living in San Diego, and my dad lives in Texas. We're like 800 miles apart from each other, and it's really stressful and challenging trying to like manage him and his health care and all of that stuff from a completely different state. So just kind of taking that one moment at a time. And so far everyone, I've talked to a couple of different advocates from a couple of different areas, and they've been really helpful. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm also in contact with some of his doctors, so that's kind of an ongoing thing as well. And then, oh yeah, just some other minor stress, like trying to keep up with macros and fit in workouts and cardio and just like all the things when traveling. So I went back to Houston to see my mom one last time, and it was more challenging than what I've done in the past. At least when I go home to visit my dad, it's my home. That's where I grew up. And so I know where everything is, and I stay at his house, and it's so much easier. Like I have accoutrement of, you know, home that I can draw on and use to kind of keep the routine of my nutrition and everything else going. When I was in Houston, I stayed with my cousin, which was amazing. Huge gratitude to her for letting me stay with her and her family, but everything that we ate, it was all like eating out, and it makes it a little more challenging. So that was pretty tough the last couple of weeks. Luckily, I was able to get back into my routine really easily when I got home to San Diego. And then my coach did work in some cheat meals. They're supposed to be like reasonable cheat meals. The 2 that I had this 2-week period were anything but reasonable. The first one that I had was for my fiance's birthday. So SpartaChris turned, well, maybe I won't say, but he had a birthday these last 2 weeks, and we went out and we celebrated, and we had this beautiful dinner, and we went out to a speakeasy. Shout out to YoungBlood in San Diego, and love that place. It's so much fun. It's you get a 3-course drink experience, and like I said, it's a speakeasy, and everything is custom made and tailored just for you and your tastes, your likes, your dislikes. And so we had 3 drinks there, plus you're greeted with champagne and of course drinks at dinner, and you know, all the things. So explosive cheat meal there for a celebration. And then the following week, we had another celebration, just the two of us. We were celebrating our 5-year anniversary. And also we got our marriage license that same day. So again, a beautiful dinner and then drinks, but nothing too crazy like his birthday, but still, you know, overboard. Going forward, my cheat meals will be much more dialed in. There won't be much to really be celebrating, and it'll be more reined in, I promise. So yes. Okay, and then finally, as far as like one other challenge that I've been dealing with is, you guys, the bloating and the gas are real, and I cannot stand it anymore. This is the ugly side of trying to eat right. So my coach had me, in my nutrition plan, I was supposed to eat 3 cups of cruciferous vegetables a day. OMG, that is a lot. Now, on the one hand, it's a good thing because it does help with, I'm not gonna say this right, satiety, satiety. I don't know. I always say that word wrong, but basically you're supposed to feel more full. You're supposed to feel more satiated. I think I got it. And just like more full. However, if you're full of gas and bloating, yeah, of course you don't want to eat. Like, hello. So it's terrible. And the smell is terrible. My fiance will attest, I am sure. But good Lord, it's awful. And it's getting to the point where, like, I just can't anymore. So I've actually taken upon myself to cut down the veggies by half. So I did mention this before to my trainer when I did the 2-week, like 1 week we did high fat, low carb, and the second week we did high carb, low fat. And I mentioned that I was having some gas and bloating then. And she recommended a supplement called MGM Digestol, which is great. It's a natural product. It's made locally here in Oceanside, which is not too far away from San Diego. So yay, I love that it's a natural product. I love that it's a locally made brand. And like it kind of works, kind of not. Like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't seem to be super consistent. So definitely I've noticed that at the beginning of the day, I feel all right. And then like as I eat and the day progresses, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So usually at the beginning of the day, it's like a reset, but sometimes there is a little bit of carryover. So I'm really interested to see what my coach has to say this time around. So I should also say that as I'm recording this, I have not heard from her yet. It usually takes her 2 to 3 days to kind of go over all of my check-in material. So I have to give photos, progress photos. I give measurements. I give, usually I've only done this twice. So both times I've done, I've had to submit videos of my lifts, and I'm happy to like share those and make those public. But at the same time, like if I'm doing something incorrectly, like I don't want people to see a video where I'm doing it wrong. And then if y'all decide that you want to try that exercise and you're copying my video, like I don't want you to do it wrong. So if and when I hear from my coach that I'm like solidly crushing a workout and like I have perfect form and whatever, then I'll go ahead and share those with you. But I don't want to do that until, you know, I know for sure that I'm doing the exercises properly. As a yoga instructor, I know how to like take care of my body, so I don't think I'm doing anything that would necessarily cause like harm, at least to my body, because I'm pretty aware and you know, spatially aware and all that kind of stuff. But again, I don't want to do anything that might set someone else up for failure. So time out on that. I will share them, but only when I know that they're good to share. So, so those are some of the challenges that I've been dealing with these last couple weeks. And I swear to God, these last 2 weeks kind of feel like a lifetime. But I want to share some celebrations too. I'm really big on celebrating even the tiny wins. And so one of the things that I want to celebrate is, you know, honestly, I feel like my body loves muscle, and I feel like I build muscle pretty quickly. Like even, you know, my arms, like they're getting pretty kind of ripped a little bit like already, and I mean, obviously I've been doing some work, but I feel like it's not like that much work for the benefit that I'm seeing. So yay body, yay for it wanting to be strong and kind of just knowing what to do. And then all things considered, like especially with all the stress and especially those two like insanely epic cheat meals, I feel like I'm still made pretty decent progress. So let me give a recap on just like a high level recap of what my nutrition has been for the last 2 weeks. So she has me on moderate fat, moderate carbs, and my calories are 1,700 per day. And the macro breakdown is 62 grams of fat, 163 grams of carbs, and 131 grams of protein. So I can either follow the nutrition plan that she laid out for me exactly, or I have the flexibility to just follow the macros, and I can change and swap out foods however I was going to say however I want. That's not exactly true. Like I can't really do like pizza for, you know, something. Like it still needs to be healthy. It still needs to be kind of in the same category as what she has in the nutrition plan. But I do have some flexibility. I'm supposed to be tracking micros as well. The big ones are sodium and potassium. So let me go ahead and show you my photos. And this week, or this time when I did my check-in, my weight was 131. My body fat percentage was 23.1. My bust was 35.09 inches. My waist was 26.74 inches. And my hips were 34.97 inches. So, my weight did go up a little bit. I'm up like 1 pound. But when you look at the measurements, I've actually lost inches. So that is pretty much what we've been going for. The whole idea behind the way my macros are set up right now and the amount of calories that I'm eating right now is designed for recomposition. So muscle weighs more than fat. So if I'm building muscle, I'm cutting fat, which is why the scale weight might go up because muscle weighs more, but the inches will go down. So I'm actually shrinking and getting a little bit smaller and tighter. So here is the measurements from the beginning to where my most recent check-in was. So starting off in December of 2021, I weighed 142.2 pounds. And then in April when I weighed in, I was 130. And then in May, I was 131. And you can see that it's an overall weight loss of 11.2 pounds. And body fat percentage went down 2.9. And then total inches lost since December was 3.3. So yay, that's super awesome. Trying really hard not to be attached to what the scale says, because again, if I'm building muscle and still losing fat, the scale might go up. So if that's something, if you're on a weight loss or a fitness journey as well, and you're getting really discouraged because your scale is either like stuck at the same weight or is actually increasing, I would really, really highly encourage you to take measurements if you're not already, because progress can come in many different forms. It's not just the scale dropping down and going lower. At some point, you're gonna hit like whatever your plateau is, like your permanent, like long-term plateau, you can't lose weight forever and ever. So I would really highly encourage you to take measurements if you're not already. And then another way that progress can show itself is just lifting heavier. If you're lifting, or if you're a runner, like maybe you can go farther without feeling winded or whatever. So if you are on some kind of fitness journey or weight loss journey, I would really encourage you to like look for these other ways that progress is presenting itself to you, so you're not just solely focused on the scale itself. And then let me see if I've got any more notes for myself. I think that's it. So yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster of these last 2 weeks, but all things considered, I'm still making decent progress. I'm really excited to see what my coach says. Once I hear from her, if it's in time, I'll include it for this week. If not, I'll definitely give an update on what my coach says next week. And yeah, with that, questions, comments, concerns, interpretive dances, please leave them in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. It's really encouraging. I love sharing this journey with you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you think somebody else will like it, feel free to share. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button so that you get notifications of videos when they're dropped. I am on schedule to drop them every Friday, but definitely subscribe so you get that notification. And yeah, I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week.